I'm a very affectionate cat, but alas, I want to play these relics and get them out of the way. We got 4 more to go through. Number 2 is next. Gates of the Depths by Starborn Interactive. Let's go. Alright, what games have you got to speak of? Okay, he's got a game to speak of, this one. So, baby developer. Let's just quickly get this all fixed up over here. At this point, it's going to change this to 2 and 3. No point having that different. Verity. And we'll be reviewing Gates of Depths in a moment, but first I gotta play it. Alright, so a retro basic roguelike inspired by the earliest editions of Dungeons and Dragons. It's got a download, no browser for this one. He's got a game manual, that's nice. Alright, that worked. We'll extract it. So README, help lessons, and the program itself. What is the game's manual? Is this a doc file? Alright, so yes, we got ourselves a player's manual. So Gates to Depths, GTD manual. Man, it's got 10 of whatever slides, so we'll get to that in a moment, but let's just go over here first. Gates to the Depths is a text-based roguelike dungeon crawler built entirely in BASIC. It embraces the spirit of early role-playing games, where imagination fills the gaps left by simple commands and descriptive text. You will roll your stats, choose a race and class, and descend into a dungeon filled with deadly traps, cunning monsters, and treasures waiting to be claimed. Battles are turn-based, and every decision matters. One mistake can end your run. This is a game of persistence and discovery. Every expedition is remembered, whether triumphant or tragic, through the Hall of Fame and a growing bestiary of foes. With simple commands, deep mechanics, and old-school flavor, Gates to the Depths offers a nostalgic yet challenging experience. It is a tribute to the roots of RPGs designed for those who crave thrill, danger, survival, and legends of the darkness below. Alright, so, it's just made by Starborn Interactive. There's their stuff right there. MS-DOS is apparently in here for some reason. When downloading or running a program, your browser or Windows Defender may display a warning. It could be unsafe, blah blah. Alright, well, let's just see what it's basically all about then. Here's our manual. So, blah blah. You choose a class and race and a guide a hero through the dungeon with 12 levels of depth. Your character starts in a town level where you buy weapons, armor, and magical devices. Then you descend to the depths of Corridor, where terrifying dangers and immeasurable riches await. Running the game. So basically, use gates.exe, save and load available at any time. So apparently we have saves and loads for this. So no permadeath, I guess. Names can be up to 25 characters. After confirming with enter, you can set an optional password, blah blah. There's rankings. Character attributes, you get strength from lead damage, forcing doors, carrying capacity, traditional stuff. Dexterity, accuracy, evasion helps avoid armor traps. Constitution, toughness, HP per level, resistance to poison, paralysis, petrification. On note, by the way, I feel like those are all the stats effects you basically have. Just say Constitution, resistance to stats effects. Just keep it simple. You can apparently reroll the stats, by the way, but whatever. Intelligence, wisdom, charisma, basically all useful stuff. Classes. So we got our traditional classes: fighter, cleric, wizard, ranger, paladin, bard. So you got master of arms, divine servant, arcane scholar, warrior with arcane spells for tracking survival, mobility, paladin, bard. We got the races. We got human, elf, halfling, gnome, half-elf, half-troll. All characters start at level 1, experience 0, AC 10, modified by dex, HP by class, plus con, no equipment, and a few coins. So basically, you got humans who are basically like balanced. You do have dwarf in here, by the way. Apparently, it's like, in the wrong thing there, but it's just a typing error or whatever. So they're like, strength, constitution, wisdom's higher, intelligence, charisma, dexterity is lower. Agile, learned, physically fragile, phase of magic, halfling, gnome. You basically know what these are all about. Oh, there's permadeath. Okay, so after creating their character, the player will be prompted to choose where to enable permadeath options. If permanent death is enabled, the character eventually will end upon death regardless of the cause, and the save file will be permanently deleted. So you do have permadeath, okay. If, on the other hand, permadeath is disabled, the hero's body will be recovered by the adventure skill and resurrected temple. However, this ritual inflicts lasting damage on the adventurer's body, resulting in a severe aging effect. Town trading, buy and sell items. Not everything is for sale. Many top treasures are buried deep below. To buy X, buy item X. Bulk purchase example. Inventory, list your items. Drop X, equip X, all that other stuff. The dungeon. There are 12 levels. Stairs are marked by the up and down stair things. Each level is a 10 by 10 grid. Each tile is marked with a question mark moving across directions. Treasure is gold items sometimes hidden and requires search. So, search using his thing in this game. Traps. Disarmed with int or on failure. The character can rest in an empty room by entering a command. Rest weeks. Each week of rest restores 1 HP. Rest may be suddenly interrupted by the presence of a wandering creature. Rest does not restore empty magic slots. It's turn-based. You got like attack, cast, flee, zap, use, all this other stuff. Beastery, damage. Permadeath, so, render unusable if you basically have it. A lot of stuff basically I already know, so not like, reading like through it as much as possible, but I mean, you basically like, get the idea here. Traps dungeon, whenever a character moves into a new room, there's a chance the room contains a trap. Different types of traps can be found throughout the dungeon. So you got poison needle, crossbow bolt, exploding box, other stuff here. If a character enters the room containing a trap, they will automatically attempt to disarm it using a intelligence check. If the disarm attempt fails, the trap triggers, the character will then attempt to avoid its effects with a dexterity check. Adventurers with high wisdom may occasionally sense or detect the presence of traps in adjacent rooms. Okay, so wisdom is basically what lets you detect traps. Spells, all classes except the fire can cast spells. There are 5 spell levels. As a rule, higher levels means more powerful magic. Spells may deal damage, grant temporary buffs, or expiration. List your repertoire with spells. Your casting capacity depends on the available spell slots, slots and creature levels. Int, wisdom, and charisma by class can grant extra spells, etc. Although fighters cannot cast spells, they can use a wide range of magical devices like scrolls, wands, and staves. Use the scroll, blah blah. Experience progression. You level up upon reaching the required thresholds. Higher levels require more experience. Basically slaying monsters, find treasure, drinking experience potions, etc. AC measures how hard it is for you to kill, so lower is better. Example, AC 0 is excellent, AC 10 is very vulnerable. AC is modified by armor and shields and helms. Weapons may affect AC in special cases and by temporary spell effects. Magic here shows plus X, example, small shield plus 4 reduces AC by 5. -1 base for the shield plus 4 bonus. The game ends automatically when you defeat the Demon Prince, Lord of Carhordor on level 12. You may also retire any time if you retire. If you score ranks in the top 20, the hero is entered in the Hall of Fame. So that's basically that. I noticed, by the way, it said there's like, only fire is basically not capable of casting spells. There's no rogue class here, by the way. So we don't have like any like, burglars or anything like that basically here. Interesting enough. All right, I assume basically with like, the readme, that's basically just a rehash perhaps of that stuff. Note something else. Okay, so help lesson. This is properly formatted at least. And basically it's like this, like, a rehash of like, what I basically read there. So you have multiple ways basically, getting your experience here if you want to. Beware, a few monsters, e.g. undead, may gain experience. That's worth noting. Probably stuff like wights and like, ghosts and stuff like that can probably do that. All right, well, let's just get to this again. We'll keep the help lesson just like, if you need it, but for now, let's just get to, to actually playing the game. Alright, suspicious file. So, congratulations, AVG says hi, but you know, there's nothing new really. Alright, Gates of Death version 1.8, so this has been edited a few times perhaps, you know, besides like, you know, the initial like release. It's created by an Eric J. Gomes. Beyond the gates, darkness spreads, monsters lurk, treasure gleam, and deaths await. Dare you descend into dungeons depths. Starborn, 1996. Interesting copyright. Was this made for the jam or something else, I wonder then? Welcome. Type your adventurous name and press enter to generate random name. Type, you know, hysterics, or type ranking to view the Hall of Fame. So, there's like a random name. Greetings, Langell. Optional, enter password now. Press enter to skip. I'm just going to skip that. Press or enter valid genera. So, only males and females in this game, boys. Or girls. So I have to wonder, by the way, I'm guessing this is based like on a game here, but so I wonder basically how much of this is basically like, you know, built like, you know, in 7 days, by the way. Like, here's the thing. These, like, this game jam is supposed to be, like, you know, you're basically building, like, you know, a game from scratch or, like, you know, based on, like, you know, something else. But I wonder, like, this is basically just a game that you're basically already playing here. Oh, well, whatever. We'll at least try to see what's basically got here and, like, you know, go from there. I'll leave that basically slash to the side if, like, it's something else. Alright, so please enter a valid gender. We get male or female. Rolled attributes, we got 8 strength, dexterity 14, console 11, intelligence 15, wisdom 7, charisma 6. Commands reroll or accept. Let's just reroll a few times here. So I reroll, we get less strength, more dexterity, more constitution, less intelligence, more wisdom, and more charisma. And by the way, these stats are probably important because, like, you know, if you're basically trying to, like, you know, create a character that, like, you know, is just going to try to do everything, you need to have, like, high stats in, like, everything. And pretty poor roll there. We just got, like, you know, sort of middling stats basically everywhere. Now, this is, like, something to note, by the way. I think, like, in later, like, you know, Dungeons & Dragons games actually have, like, you know, point values basically assigned to basically, like, get rid of, like, sort of random, like, you know, generation and stuff like that. There's like a higher intelligence and wisdom character. Higher wisdom. I'm looking for a character that has, like, you know, like 14 strength or more. There we go. So 15 strength, dexterity 9, constitution 13, intelligence 13, wisdom 6, charisma 4. So we'll go with it. Type the exact class: fighter, cleric, wizard, bard, ranger, or paladin. We're not really going to be a cleric or, you know, paladin of these stats. So, you know, arcane fighter. I could be an arcane fighter, but they're fragile melee. We got ranger, warrior with arcane spells for tracking. So key stats are strength, dexterity, and intelligence. I have kind of poor dexterity, but bard, versatile support user of magic and spells. Light weapon and armor, key stats or charisma, which I don't really have in this character. I guess let's go with, like, the fighter, because that's what, you know, that's basically go for anyway, so we'll be basic. Alright, type the exact class. We got fighter. So here's Langell, he's basically a fighter. Choose my race. We got, like, all the races here. Human, dwarf, elf, halfling, gnome, half elf, half troll. Basically, it's basically your, like, strength for, like, other stuff basically higher, or, like, your other stats lower. That's what it's basically all about. Half troll, half elf. It'd be nice, by the way, if you listen to the help file, what basically this all does, by the way. So, what stats basically go up, like the half elf, what goes down. Halfling, quick and lucky. Gnome, ingenious, high wisdom. And charisma dex are lower. We're just going to go with the Traditional Dwarf Fighter. Why not? Dwarf ready. Alright, so enable permadeath. Yes, we're going to enable permadeath. So, you have 24 gold, whatever. Gold pennies, let's call them. Commands, categories, lists, weapon, armor, shield, helm, wands, miscellaneous, all. Info item, buy item, all sort of stuff. Okay, inventory. My inventory is empty. I need to buy something now. So categories. We need some weapons. So you got staves, daggers, and all sort of stuff. We don't have enough to buy a longsword or anything like that. I find it interesting, by the way, you have like, your longsword, the battle axe basically like after longsword, arm rod, and like after battle axe. It sort of feels like you should have like these are like alphabetical or like, by like, damage type or like, oh, I see what's going on perhaps. Arm rod's probably like a mace weapon, but then like, why is the base behind mace? It feels like, these weapons, they should have like, some rhyme or reason to how they're basically put here, but, they don't really, so, Alright, so, I think I want to get myself a short sword, so, buy short sword. So, I got 9 GP left. Alright, so armor. Items available, I got leather armor. I can't afford any of this stuff, so we're not going to worry about it. Shields. So it's a small shield. That takes a lot to buy, so I'm not going to worry about it. Helms. Again, a lot. Let's list all so we can see this stuff again. Everything is very expensive, by the way. Like, I feel I should be able to get, like, 2 items, but I can't really get, like, even 1, so... By the way, it'd be nice if I saw, like, the list of, like, commands basically up here, so... So, status, inventory, equip, unequip, use, spells, cast, zaps, save, load, list saves, retire, ranking, and other stuff. Better get the manual in the game, that's cool. Alright, let's just press done. Alright, so here's the dungeon. So, you descend into the dungeon, a tapestry ghost remains as stains where it once hung. You were in the dungeon 1 to 2, you were at the stairs, type surface to return to the surface. Commands. I wonder if I can press commands to sort of like, get the commands that I can actually use, so. Well, I guess it's realistic if I basically just doing unknown commands, that's the thing, right? North, south, east, or west, so let's go south. A carved fox runs along the baseboard, tail chopped away. Let's go west. A tapestry ghost remains the stains where it once hung. Now, I know by reverse the search and errors commands, but, I wonder if I basically need to use those until, like, I need to use them. Like, attack, cast, flee, zap. These are like stuff you used to use, like, early on, I think. Not like the search button, so. Let's go north. Alright, and then appears, we got the giant fire beetle. So attack, use item, cast, equip, unequip, whatever. I have no idea how strong this item is. Thing is, was attack and see, I guess. So attack. You swing, you hit for 5 damage, 5 HP left. You defeat the giant fire beetle. You gain 62 experience and 3 GP. You find 60 GP hidden here. You gain 180 experience from the treasure. The gold is 72 GP. So here's how I know how close I have to be to like get my like leveling threshold type of thing, right? So you can rest and just remember we're in an empty room. Status maybe? Alright, so here's my experience right there. So kill my HP is like 16 of 18. I'm level 1. I guess I got hit somewhere. I've got 242 experience at the moment. It'd be nice if I could see like the threshold, or maybe like, you know, the experience base here is a threshold. So we'll see about that. Let's go north. A giant rat. Let's attack it. You swing, you hit for 4 damage to defeat the giant rat. You get the experience. And I am getting experience, like, you know, going up. So, but it would be nice to see like how much experience base they need in order to level up. So north. A bundle of reeds is tied with a strip of faded red cloth. Let's go east. Excuse me. An enemy appears, giant fire beetle. Let's attack it. Alright, so I defeat it. I only did 1 on damage, but that's all it took to kill it. Let's go south. A shallow pit is filled with chalk dust and shoe prints. Let's go east. Then we'll go north. We'll go east again. There's a giant rat. Let's attack it. Are these guys attacking me back, wonder? Or like, you know, am I basically like just killing one shot every time, single time? But whatever. Let's go south. You sense danger nearby. There's a trap to the south at free -2. So we got trap room popping up. We'll avoid that then. Let's go west and south. A locked door holds. So we can't go there because there's a locked door. Okay. So west, south. Can't go this way, I wonder? Locked door holds. A spot cold chills your hand when you pass through it. And north. Locked door holds still. I assume we need a key. We can't just bash it down, so east. A cracked tile rings like a porcelain with a nice of a boot. By the way, it'd be nice if you notice a trap, you could just mark it some way, but you know, whatever. Let's go east. Low ceiling dripping of condensation. The air smells of mildew. Let's go north. You picked up a scroll of stone skin, and my goal is now 178 apparently. Giant rat, let's kill it. You swing, you miss. The giant rat attacks, you take 4 damage from the giant rat's attack. So I can be attacked. There we go. Okay, we killed it. All it took was 1 HP to kill it, so it didn't have much HP, but you know, it still hurt. Let's go east. Trap triggers, poison needle. You're poisoned. The poison needle pricks you, you're poisoned. You take 4 damage from poison. Poison weakens you, 3 turns remaining. So, I want to rest, I guess. So rest for 3 weeks. Is that going to kill me, the poison? Oops, kitty, you're not supposed to hit the keys. I take 3 points from poison. I think we're dead, by the way, so... Game over, you died. So, you've fallen slain by a giant rat. That's not what killed me. I got killed by poison, by trap, but you know, whatever. Type new to start again, or rank any view to, you know, Hall of Fame. It's new. Oh, kitty, you can't go on the keyboard. Welcome, type your new adventure name. So, there's Lirin, We're going to be, yeah, let's be female. No difference between me being male or female, I guess, in this game. That's, you know, whatever. It's fine. So we're going to re-roll. So right now I've got, like, you know, craft stats. Craft roll again. Craft roll again. This is why I don't like random rolling, by the way. I prefer to have, like, just, like, you know, assign stats or, like, the ability to assign them or something rather than just roll them to get random. That could make a good wizard, perhaps. We'll set. Alright, so we got ourselves... Let's see here. Let's make sure it's the wizard's best thing you got here. These guys go with int. Does anyone else go with int? The ranger goes to strength, dex, and int. I don't really have good strength for dex with this character, so... Yeah, we're going to be a wizard. Type the exact race and press enter. So I got 22 HP by the way in this character. A lot more, you know, HP to run with. Let's see here. I could be an elf with, like, you know, higher, like, you know, constitution to sort of, like, help out. Yeah, I think we'll be the elf. So, keep it simple. Cat, you're in the way to screen. Alright, we're elf. Yes. Alright, I want to do something right away. Status. So, I'll note basically my status, by the way. I think, like, you know, your race does affect, like, your HP, so that's a thing. So make sure to, like, try resting, like, you know, at the start of the game rather than do anything else. I got 78 GP to basically start with on this character, by the way. So I actually have money, so that's nice. We'll go weapons. We'll buy a staff. So buy... Oh, I still bought the staff, by the way, so... We still buy it, it's fine. Armor, I still have a little bit of stuff here, so I can get myself leather armor if I want to, or something like that. There's wands. Can't afford those wands, so... I can't use leather armor on the, you know, spellcaster, I guess. I need robes. Let's go into the dungeon, we'll get some robes then. This will be the plan, so... And yeah, how to ascend. It'd be nice to, like, you see, like, list, like, you know, something in list commands. Okay, done. All right, we're back in the dungeon. We're Lemur the wizard. So let's just rest. Oh, I need to actually rest. So, you rested for 3 weeks. Does that actually get my HP back, I wonder? Let's just see. So, there we go. We got my HP of, like, you know, 25 right there. Different dungeon this time around. That's fine. Let's go north. West. 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 South. Trap triggers poison needle. You resist the poison. So hooray, I resist the poison. East. South. Locked door holds, so we can't go there. East. South. Again. Lots of locked doors here. East. South. Yeah, locked door is still a thing. Giant rat, let's attack it. You miss. I'm a wizard, right? So it's going to be a lot harder to do, but whatever, he's will kill it. Let's rest one week this time around. And status. So you have to basically rest for each HP you lose, right? So rest 3. So west. Okay, how do I use spells? Do I have any spells? Bottom of Express cast is like, spell name, and it, sits my turn, so that could probably be improved. So I lost, 13 HP, so let's rest for 13. An enemy appears, the Kobold. Hello, Kobold. Rest is interrupted by 1 Kobold. So I could flee or I could attack it. Let's attack. I take 2 damage. And I killed it, so rest for 12. Let's go west. You find a scroll of descent and gold. West. You find 120 HP. You gain 360 in treasure. And let's go north. A skeleton. Okay, so the skeleton had 2 HP apparently. Let's rest for 4. A hobgoblin. This might be a little bit more powerful. Or not. Oh, hobgoblin's basically dead. Let's go. Let's check her status. I've got 810 experience, HP of 24 or 25. We're still level 1. I'm a female elf. North, east, east, east. And I'm at the stairs to the surface. I came to the surface probably because now I have a little bit of gold to sort of work with. So armor. Let's get the robes. Purchase the robes. So now I got robes. So apparently I automatically equip stuff. I didn't realize I was doing that, but it's a good thing it is because I didn't think about that. Weapon. More like is the iron rod something I basically get because it might be like a staff I could use, but whatever. I'll try it. Iron rod. Purchase the iron rod. So inventory. So equip iron rod. Let's see if we can do this. Equip your iron rod. Okay, so let's sell. You sold your staff, so I did that. And here's my inventory. Let's see here. Helms. Can I wear a leather cap? Nope, I can't. So that's out of my jurisdiction. Can't use shields, can't use armor. I mean, the wizard, right? I'm supposed to be casting spells. We haven't figured out how you do this yet, but whatever. There's wands. It's wand missiles and other sort of stuff. Rod of light. I like how I listed charges too. Very like, D&D, but whatever. Oh, there's healing potions and stuff like that. They're just very expensive, so whatever. Alright, I need to figure out how to basically cast spells, so... Is there a way to basically see what spells I basically have? Spell slot, level 6, 5000. I do have spells, honestly, but how do I basically cast them? The dungeon, combat, Like, you probably need to have like a little, like, you know, description on how to cast spells, so. Oh, okay, so it's type spells. There we go. So spells known. I got Burning Hands, Light, Magic Missile, Shield, and Sleep. And I probably have like 5 spell slots to use here, so. Maybe I'll try doing Magic Missile on people. Anyhow. Here's the map. I just realized something, by the way. All the tiles display question mark again. So, are there locked doors here again? No, we have like, you know, no locked door here. Large spoiler has popped in. Let's cast Magic Missile. You cast Magic Missile. Magic Missile hits for 4 damage, 2 enemy HP left. So this guy's a little bit stronger than usual. Cast Magic Missile. Okay, we killed it. You defeat the large spider. We got ace experience and 6 JP. Now, I wonder basically about, like, you know, like, all right, basically have 3 spots, you know, spell slots here left. Do I have to basically rest, like, you know, 2 weeks in order to get those back? No, that's just for HP. So how do you, like, regenerate your, like, your spell points is a thing, right? Resting does not recover spell slots. So how do you recover your spell slots? Do I have to, like, exit the dungeon, or what's going to be a thing, I wonder? But anyways, map. I just realized something about it. I'm also in a different position, so it actually spawns a new, like, you know, depth, basically, like, stairs basically to explore here is the idea. So west, west, west. There's a giant rat. Let's attack with the, you know, rod. Ooh, look at that. The giant fire beetle had an automatic miss because of the natural 1. And this guy's beating me up, so cast Magic Missile. Okay, this guy's dead. I find some GP and arsenal stuff. Let's just rest, I guess, for 14 turns. And nothing attacked me. That's nice. It feels odd that we're resting for like weeks on end, by the way, as opposed to, like, you know, resting a day or something just for recovering HP, but whatever. South, 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 south. There's a kobold. Attack it. Yep, enemy appeared. Let's attack it. So apparently these guys are pretty, like, durable. How durable are these guys, I wonder? Attack, you hit for 2 damage. Attack. He is dead. A Warring Bandit. This guy might be a little more powerful. Okay, we killed the bandit. No, he's not very more powerful. He just died pretty quickly anyways. So, south. There's a goblin. Let's attack it. Trap triggers. We got blades. Blades snap out, but you twitch switch away just in time, so he dodged it with my reflex save. So south, locked door holds. East. You force the door open. Okay, so you have to maybe go multiple times in order to lock it, open a door. Let's go teleport, so south, attack. Yeah, basically that's what you have to do, is just force it open that way. So trap triggers, crossbow bolt. I'm hit by the crossbow bolt, I take 2 damage, this is rest. Rest for 2, go south. There's an orc. Cast Magic Missile. I only hit for 1 anything. Let's just cast Burning Hands. No level 1 slots remaining, so I can't do anything else to, like, you know, this guy. Let's flee. You attempt to flee, you fail to flee. and I fled. So we fled for New York because he was just too strong for me. I need to figure out how to get my spell points back at this point, but whatever. Rest for... Rest for 15. Be nice to show my HP a little bit more after the combat, but whatever, it's fine. Rest 5. Rest 2. There's a hobgoblin, we'll attack it. There, we killed it. Rest for 8. Rest for 9. There we go, we finally killed a fire beetle with a melee attack. A wandering orc again. Attack, attack, attack. You swing natural 20 on that hit. You hit for free damage. But it would be nice to actually show like the rules, by the way, but you know, whatever. Okay, fallen. So you have fallen, slain by the orc. Final score 6-3, 6-4. Overall, the game basically works. There's not really much to basically say about it outside of that. But I've been recording for like 41 minutes. That's basically enough to like, you know, show off what the game is basically all about. I'm not really sure basically if it's like, you know, a proper like, you know, game jam game though, because like it feels like you're basically, you know, recreating something. But if you basically wrote all the code for it or, you know, something, maybe. I have to wonder basically when you basically coded it, because it just says like, you know, submission of Roguetemple's Fortnight. That was published, you know, as a thing. Well, whatever. I'm not going to worry about it, as I basically said, so let's get to it. So completeness. It does feel very complete for a game. I didn't notice though that like, you know, when you cast a spell, like, you know, it basically like does like, you know, it basically skips your turn so the enemy get, you know, a free hit on you, so. That feels like very minor though. I'm not going to knock a point off just for that, but I mean, it's something to note. Aesthetic wise, and that's the biggest thing I think you basically have here. It's a very confusing game to basically play because there's so much basically sort of like, you know, basically like read through and stuff like that, or like get your like, you know, bearings and stuff. Fun. Very old school experience, but you know, it's also very simple, by the way. Was it innovative? I don't think it was basically innovative, by the way. It's just like, you know, I'll give you actually 2 here. I also think about note, like, you know, I have played these games in the past, by the way, so I'm not like truly, you know, completely unfamiliar. I could like, you know, feel my way through it, but I mean, it is like, you know, you're not really doing anything new with this with the genre here, basically. So, scope. I mean, I won't say it's like a lot to it at least. So you got that going, but you know, whatever. Is a roguelike. I mean, it's fine. Uh, I feel it's basically like I feel like you know, comp review basically for you right here. Like it's basically a text like text based like you know roguelike, and I think the hardest thing is just like you know conveying to the player what you basically can do and like how to basically do it. Like it took me a moment basically to figure out how to cast spells. It took me a moment basically like you know figuring out other stuff. Wasn't really doing anything new besides that, so you know you're gonna get a 3.4, but you know it could be definitely a lot better. All right, there's gonna be free games next time, but you know that will be for next time. For now, this is it for this time. Take care.